a single sentence. On September 13th of the previous year, 19-year-old Franco Saulle took to social media. "I can say I'm afraid," he wrote. Months later, its true weight would crash down. Franco Saulle was dead, murdered in cold blood. His words, once a whisper, now echoed with the chilling premonition of a life tragically cut short. Franco's death became a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. Franco Saulle was a young man on the rise. Driven, ambitious, he had navigated the volatile world of cryptocurrency trading with remarkable success. At an age when many are still finding their footing, Franco had already carved his path. His social media, once filled with the exuberance of youth, now served as a poignant reminder of a life brimming with potential. Photos of exotic vacations, luxury cars, and nights out with friends painted a picture of a young man embracing life to the fullest. But beneath the surface, a darkness stirred. Franco had tasted success, but it had come at a cost. The world of cryptocurrency is a double-edged sword. It represents a decentralized financial frontier, a digital gold rush promising unimaginable riches. On the other, it's a volatile and often dangerous landscape, rife with scams, fraud, and cutthroat competition. Fortunes can be made and lost overnight. To understand Franco's fate, we must venture into this shadowy realm. In the wake of Franco's murder, whispers turned to accusations. Had he crossed the wrong person in his pursuit of wealth? Was his death a calculated hit or a robbery gone wrong? The police began their investigation, delving into the tangled threads of Franco's life. They scoured his social media, his financial records, his personal relationships, searching for any clues that could lead them to his killer. The deeper they dug, the more complex the case became. The search for justice had begun, but the path was fraught with danger and uncertainty. Franco Saulle was a child of the digital age. Born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina, he grew up surrounded by technology. From a young age, he displayed an uncanny aptitude for all things digital. His parents recognized his talents early on. They nurtured his curiosity, providing him with the resources to explore the vast world of information technology. Franco thrived in this environment, excelling in his studies, particularly in mathematics and computer science. It was clear that Franco was destined for great things. As Franco progressed through school, his interest in finance and economics grew. He devoured books on investing, studied market trends, and spent hours poring over financial news. He began dabbling in small investments, using his savings to purchase stocks. His early investments, though modest, yielded promising returns. His natural intuition for market trends, coupled with his disciplined approach and analytical skills, gave him an edge. He realized that he had a talent for finance, a gift for deciphering the complex language of the markets. And in the ever-evolving world of digital finance, a new opportunity was emerging. The year was 2017, and the world was abuzz with talk of a revolutionary new technology, cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, the first and most well-known cryptocurrency, was experiencing a meteoric rise in value. Franco, always at the forefront of technological advancements, was immediately intrigued. He delved into the world of blockchain technology, captivated by its potential to disrupt traditional financial systems. He saw cryptocurrency not just as an investment opportunity, but as a paradigm shift. He believed that with careful analysis and strategic trading, he could harness this volatility to generate substantial profits. Driven by his conviction and armed with his newfound knowledge, Franco took the plunge into the world of cryptocurrency trading. He converted his savings into Bitcoin and Ethereum and began developing his trading strategies. He approached cryptocurrency trading with the same discipline and analytical rigor that he had applied to his stock market ventures. His efforts soon began to pay off. He made shrewd trades, capitalizing on market fluctuations and riding the waves of volatility. His portfolio grew steadily, and he began to amass a small fortune. But beneath the surface of his success, a darkness was brewing. The world of cryptocurrency, while alluring with its promise of wealth and freedom, was not without its dangers. It was a decentralized and largely unregulated realm, attracting opportunistic criminals and shadowy figures. As Franco's wealth and reputation grew, so did the risks. He became a target for hackers, scammers, and extortionists. He had glimpsed the dark underbelly of the cryptocurrency world, and it was a chilling sight. The weight of success, once exhilarating, began to press down on Franco. The constant threat of cyber attacks cast a shadow over his accomplishments. He became increasingly withdrawn, isolating himself from friends and family. His once vibrant social media presence dwindled, replaced by cryptic posts hinting at unseen dangers. His parents, noticing the change, pleaded with him to be cautious. His friends, too, noticed the shift in his demeanor. Little did they know, Franco was carrying a heavy burden. Despite the growing unease, Franco continued to navigate the treacherous waters of the cryptocurrency world. He knew the risks, but he had come too far to turn back. He doubled down on his security measures, investing in state-of-the-art encryption software and secure communication channels. He even hired a security consultant, a former intelligence officer with experience in cybersecurity. Franco was living on the edge, constantly looking over his shoulder, but he refused to let fear dictate his actions. The world of cryptocurrency, while seemingly transparent, was also a breeding ground for rumors and whispers. Word of Franco's success had spread through the online forums and chat rooms. Some admired his acumen, while others viewed him with suspicion. Rumors circulated about Franco's involvement in high-risk investments and dealings with shadowy figures. These whispers added to the air of paranoia that surrounded Franco. The line between reality and digital shadows began to blur. As Franco's wealth grew, so did the distance between him and those he cared about. His parents worried about the toll his lifestyle was taking on him. His friends, too, felt the distance growing. Franco recognized the growing chasm, the price he was paying for his success. He tried to bridge the gap, but the fear had become an intrinsic part of him. He had achieved financial freedom, but at what cost? The night began like any other. Franco decided to visit his parents after a long day monitoring market trends. As he stepped out of his apartment building, he instinctively scanned his surroundings. He noticed a nondescript car parked across the street but dismissed it. He unlocked his car, feeling a surge of unease. Before he could react, a figure emerged from the shadows, a gun glinting menacingly. Time seemed to slow down as Franco's mind raced, trying to process the situation. The silence of the night shattered as a gunshot echoed through the desolate street. Franco's car, its engine still running, lurched forward momentarily before crashing into a parked vehicle. The figure, now illuminated by the flashing hazard lights, sprinted back towards the waiting car, disappearing into the night as quickly as it had arrived. Minutes later, the air was filled with the piercing wail of sirens as police cars and ambulances converged on the scene. The neighborhood, typically quiet at this late hour, was now a whirlwind of activity, a macabre spectacle illuminated by flashing blue and red lights. Paramedics, their faces etched with urgency, worked frantically to stabilize Franco, his body slumped over the steering wheel, a single bullet wound marring his youthful features. Every second felt like an eternity as they battled to save his life, their efforts a desperate race against time. Franco was rushed to the hospital, his pulse fading with each passing moment. The next few hours would be critical, a desperate fight for survival against the devastating blow dealt by a single bullet in the darkness. As dawn broke, casting a somber light over the city, a team of seasoned detectives descended upon the crime scene. Led by Detective Inspector Marcela Rios, a woman known for her sharp intellect and unwavering determination, they began their meticulous search for clues. Every inch of the area was scrutinized, every detail documented. The spent shell casings, the trajectory of the bullet, the tire tracks of the getaway car, all were pieces of a puzzle that Detective Rios was determined to solve. Security camera footage from nearby businesses and residences was painstakingly reviewed, hoping to catch a glimpse of the assailant or the getaway car. Witnesses were sought out and interviewed, their accounts, though fragmented and often contradictory, carefully pieced together. The investigation was further complicated by the world Franco inhabited, a digital realm where anonymity was prized and fortunes could vanish with a few keystrokes. Unraveling the complex web of cryptocurrency transactions, online aliases, and encrypted communications would require specialized expertise and access to resources beyond the scope of a traditional homicide investigation. News of Franco Saulle's shooting spread like wildfire through Buenos Aires, igniting a firestorm of speculation and intrigue. The media, hungry for a sensational story, descended upon the case, dissecting every detail of Franco's life, his meteoric rise in the crypto world, and the cryptic messages hinting at unseen dangers. Theories abounded, ranging from a robbery gone wrong to a targeted hit orchestrated by rivals or disgruntled associates. Some whispered about Franco's involvement in shady dealings, suggesting he had crossed the wrong people in the cutthroat world of cryptocurrency. The speculation, fueled by a lack of concrete information and the public's insatiable appetite for true crime, only added to the pressure on Detective Rios and her team. They were tasked with separating fact from fiction, sifting through the noise to uncover the truth behind the tragic demise of a young man who had seemingly had it all. Rios knew that public pressure could often hinder an investigation, leading to hasty conclusions and missed opportunities. She vowed to remain objective, guided by evidence and logic, determined to bring Franco's killer to justice, no matter where the trail might lead. As the investigation deepened, Detective Rios enlisted the help of the Cybercrime Unit, a specialized team equipped to navigate the murky depths of the digital world. They delved into Franco's online activity, tracing his cryptocurrency transactions, analyzing his communication logs, and attempting to penetrate the layers of encryption protecting his devices. Their efforts uncovered a tangled web of online aliases, offshore accounts, and high-stakes transactions that painted a complex picture of Franco's financial dealings. They discovered evidence of large sums of money being moved between anonymous wallets, suggesting involvement in activities beyond the realm of legitimate cryptocurrency trading. The Cybercrime Unit also unearthed a series of threatening messages sent to Franco in the weeks leading up to his murder. The messages, veiled in digital jargon and threats of violence, pointed to someone with intimate knowledge of Franco's activities and a desire to silence him permanently. The investigation was now entering a new phase, one that would require them to peel back the layers of anonymity that shrouded the world of cryptocurrency, unmasking the individuals behind the digital masks, and exposing the dark secrets that had led to Franco's untimely demise. As days turned into weeks and the investigation into Franco Saulle's murder continued, a palpable sense of unease settled over Buenos Aires. The city, known for its vibrant culture and passionate people, now seemed to hold its breath, the shadow of the unsolved crime looming large. The case had captivated the public's attention, dominating headlines and sparking countless conversations in cafes, on street corners, and across social media. Theories abounded, rumors spread, and fear began to seep into the collective consciousness of the city. Franco's family, their grief compounded by the lack of answers, pleaded for anyone with information to come forward. They organized vigils, spoke to the media, and tirelessly campaigned for justice for their son. Detective Rios, acutely aware of the city's growing anxiety, felt the immense weight of responsibility on her shoulders. She knew that solving this case was about more than just finding Franco's killer. It was about restoring a sense of security, about reminding the city that justice, though often elusive, was worth fighting for. The news of Franco Saulle's murder struck his family like a physical blow. The pain was immediate, visceral, a raw and agonizing ache that permeated every fiber of their being. Their son, their pride and joy, was gone, taken from them in a senseless act of violence. In the wake of his death, their home, once filled with Franco's laughter and the warmth of his presence, became a sanctuary of sorrow. Memories, once cherished reminders of his life, now echoed with a haunting poignancy. Each photograph, each personal belonging served as a painful reminder of their irreplaceable loss. Friends and relatives rallied around them, offering words of comfort and support, but their presence could do little to alleviate the overwhelming grief. The pain was too profound, too deeply rooted in the sudden and tragic absence of the young man who had been the center of their world. The world continued to spin, the rhythms of daily life carrying on around them, but for Franco's family, time seemed to stand still. They were trapped in a perpetual state of mourning, their hearts forever broken, their lives irrevocably altered by the senseless act that had stolen their beloved son. The impact of Franco Saulle's murder extended far beyond the walls of his family home. It rippled outward, shaking the community to its core and leaving an indelible mark on the city of Buenos Aires. At his former school, where Franco had once excelled in his studies and inspired his peers with his drive and ambition, students and teachers alike struggled to comprehend the news. The halls he had once walked, the classrooms where he had spent countless hours pursuing knowledge, now felt eerily silent, haunted by the absence of his vibrant presence. In his neighborhood, where he had been a familiar face, known for his friendly demeanor and entrepreneurial spirit, residents were left reeling in shock and disbelief. The streets he had walked, the cafes where he had enjoyed conversations with friends, now seemed tainted by the knowledge of his tragic fate. The city itself, once a symbol of hope and opportunity, now seemed to bear the weight of Franco's death. A stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present potential for violence to shatter even the most idyllic of realities. In the aftermath of Franco Saulle's murder, his social media posts, once a window into the life of a driven and successful young man, took on a chilling new significance. His words, once filled with optimism and ambition, now echoed with an undercurrent of fear, a premonition of the darkness that would ultimately consume him. His tweet, "I can say I'm afraid," once lost in the digital ether, now circulated widely, a haunting reminder of the unseen dangers lurking beneath the surface of his seemingly charmed life. People who had never met Franco, who had only known him through the curated lens of social media, were left to wonder what he had known, what threats he had faced in the shadows of his success. The fear that Franco had expressed, once confined to the digital realm, now seemed to seep into the real world, casting a pall over the city of Buenos Aires. Parents held their children a little closer, friends checked in on each other with renewed concern, and a collective sense of vulnerability settled over the city like a shroud. Franco's murder served as a stark reminder that even in the digital age, where fortunes could be made and lives transformed with a few keystrokes, the real world, with all its complexities and dangers, could not be escaped. Franco Saulle's murder, a senseless act of violence that cut short a promising life, ignited a firestorm of outrage and a collective demand for justice that reverberated throughout Buenos Aires. The city, united in grief and anger, refused to let his death become just another statistic, another unsolved case filed away in the archives of a justice system often perceived as slow and ineffective. From the steps of government buildings to the bustling plazas of the city center, people from all walks of life raised their voices in unison, demanding answers, accountability, and an end to the culture of violence that had claimed the life of one of their own. They marched, they chanted, they held candlelight vigils, their collective grief transforming into a powerful force for change. Franco's parents, their hearts shattered by the loss of their son, became reluctant spokespeople for this movement, their grief fueling their unwavering determination to ensure that his killer was brought to justice. They met with law enforcement officials, spoke to the media, and used every platform available to them to keep Franco's case in the public eye, refusing to let his memory fade into obscurity. The fight for justice for Franco Saulle became about more than just one life lost. It became a symbol of a city's refusal to surrender to fear, a testament to the enduring power of hope, and the unwavering belief that even in the face of tragedy, truth and accountability can prevail. Franco Saulle's story is a tragedy in multiple acts. A young man with the world at his fingertips, his life was a testament to ambition and drive. He navigated the complex world of cryptocurrency with rare talent. But his story is also a cautionary tale, a reminder that danger lurks in the shadows. Franco's untimely death left a void, a symphony cut short before its crescendo. His story serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. For those who knew him, his memory lives on, a bittersweet reminder of a life lived with passion and ambition. Franco Saulle's story lays bare the inherent duality of the digital age. On the one hand, it's a realm of limitless potential, where geographical boundaries blur and fortunes can be made with a few keystrokes. The rise of cryptocurrency, with its promise of decentralization and financial freedom, has empowered a new generation of entrepreneurs and investors, reshaping the global financial landscape in the process. But this new frontier, like any uncharted territory, is not without its perils. The anonymity that underpins much of the cryptocurrency world, while appealing to those seeking privacy and freedom from traditional financial systems, also creates opportunities for illicit activities. The dark underbelly of the digital frontier is a treacherous landscape, where hackers, scammers, and criminal syndicates operate with relative impunity, exploiting vulnerabilities and preying on the unsuspecting. Franco's story serves as a stark warning, a reminder that even in the seemingly boundless realm of cyberspace, real-world consequences lurk. The digital world, for all its allure and potential, is not a sanctuary from danger. It is an extension of the real world, reflecting both its triumphs and its tragedies, its opportunities and its inherent risks. As we venture further into the digital age, it is imperative that we proceed with both caution and awareness, acknowledging both the transformative potential and the inherent risks of this uncharted territory. Despite the tireless efforts of law enforcement and the fervent desire for justice, Franco Saulle's murder remains unsolved. The investigation, though thorough, has been inconclusive, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a lingering sense of injustice. The shadows that shrouded Franco's final days, the whispers of threats and unseen dangers, have proven difficult to penetrate, leaving the true motives behind his murder shrouded in mystery. The lack of closure weighs heavily on those who loved Franco, a constant reminder of the unresolved nature of his passing. The pain of his loss is compounded by the knowledge that his killer remains at large, perhaps still lurking in the shadows, a chilling testament to the fact that even in a world increasingly reliant on technology and surveillance, justice is not always served. The investigation, though officially cold, remains open, a testament to the unwavering dedication of those determined to uncover the truth. Every lead, no matter how tenuous, is pursued, every piece of evidence re-examined in the hope that one day the puzzle pieces will fall into place and justice, though long delayed, will finally be served. Until that day arrives, Franco Saulle's case stands as a stark reminder of the complexities of the human condition, the dark potential that lurks within seemingly ordinary lives, and the enduring need for truth and accountability, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. In the wake of tragedy, it is often difficult to reconcile the loss of a loved one with the enduring power of memory. Franco Saulle, though tragically taken before his time, left an indelible mark on those who knew and loved him. He was more than just a victim. He was a son, a friend, a dreamer, living his life with passion and ambition. His legacy extends beyond the tragic circumstances of his death. It lives on in the hearts of those who shared his life and in the stories they continue to tell. He is remembered for his laughter, determination, kindness, and his ability to light up a room. The world is a lesser place without Franco Saulle, but his spirit lives on, a beacon of hope and inspiration.